humans, it's that time of year again where I make you feel good about yourself by showing you just how unproductive I've been over the past 12 months. Think you suck at life? Well, in 2017, I did nothing. Not a fucking thing, my dudes. In January 2017, I had just gotten out of the hospital and was super drugged up, leaving me unable to remember details of many important events. Good job, me. What I do remember is I was very unsettled by my recent brush with death and was having sort of an existential crisis regarding things like, help, we're all gonna die, life is meaningless, and oh no, the void is staring into my soul with its infinite, unblinking nothingness. I was also living with a friend who, in spite of being largely responsible for the loss of my leg, decided to be a complete asshole. Shout out to that guy, thanks man. And yet, in the midst of all this suffering, the light returned to my life in the form of my awful, horrible bastard of a cat child Toast. Here's a picture of him destroying my bathroom. I love him so much. In February, 3 of my friends, including the guy I was living with, decided to cut me out of their lives, leaving me to beg for money on the internet to avoid homelessness. As disgusting as it is that I had to do that, you guys were super great about it. We raised over $5,000 to keep me safe, and I am so grateful for that. Thank you. In March, I began learning how to take care of myself again after like 4 months of not being able to do anything. And it sounds really lame, but even simple stuff like eating, getting up, going places was super hard for me. Plus, I had to deal with having surgery to ensure that the sharpened point of my bone didn't poke through the end of my leg. In April, I decided to get my shit together. Just get it all together, put it in a backpack so it's all together, all your shit. As you can see, it didn't exactly work out. I started to ghostwrite a book and realized, hey, I actually suck at this, especially with the amount of pain meds I was still on and the amount of alcohol I was drinking with those pain meds. But again, in the midst of all this suffering, the light returned to my life in the form of 4 new, awful, horrible bastard cat children, or foster children. But you're so poor, why are you fostering a bunch of cats? Please look up how fostering works. It doesn't actually cost you any money, and everybody should do it if they're able. Let Ashton have 5 cats 2017. In May, I continued to struggle with my job and my cats, but I also hit 10,000 subscribers, which is a milestone I never thought I would reach, but I still didn't really do anything with it or make any quality videos or any videos. It's because I'm the worst. In June, my 4 foster babies went back to the animal shelter to get adopted and are now in loving homes, and I was left with my awful Toast boy. Gorgeous. In July, I finally got fitted for a prosthetic leg 5 months after they said I would, and realized, oops, I might not actually be able to wear a socket prosthesis. So that was super fun. And you know what else is super fun? Having your one remaining friend cut you out of his life suddenly with no warning. So I did what anyone would do, and I threw a huge party for just me and my cat called No One Loves Me and I May Never Walk Again, in which I was drunk most of the time for about 3 months. Wait a second. I've just been informed that's not called a party, that's called alcoholism. But like, what is the difference really? I mean, don't you, at most parties, call your friend that you haven't spoken to in months and tell him that you're scared you're gonna kill yourself? Nope, just me? Okay. Regardless, I took an 8-hour train ride to Connecticut to get drunk on his sofa for a week, and then I popped over to Pennsylvania to get drunk in my brother's spare bedroom secretly while 7 small children screamed downstairs. And I mean, if that's not a party, what is? In August, I got confirmation regarding what I already suspected was true, that I can't wear a socket prosthesis. Glad I found out 10 months after losing my leg, thanks doctors. Not wanting to be stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of my life, I started researching other options, namely osseointegration surgery. And that's where they take a rod and they surgically implant it in your bone, and the end of it pokes out of your skin and attaches to a prosthesis. It's kind of an obscure procedure in the US, and the only doctor I could find that would do it is at the University of California, San Francisco. So I started harassing them with a flurry of emails that they took many weeks to reply to. In September, a bunch of amazing stuff happened. I turned 19, I went to Ireland for LeakyCon and met Star Kid, my friend stayed on my sofa for a week and glared disapprovingly at me as I drank my life away, etc. I filmed a lot of amazing stuff while I was in Ireland that I still haven't edited, and I really am gonna try to do that stuff soon. Most of it was Harry Potter stuff, some of it was a collab with with my friend Cody. I will link to his channel here. You should totally go check him out. He's amazing. In October, UCSF finally told me that they'd probably be able to do surgery on me if all my tests went well. Seeing how I was pretty miserable in Virginia, I decided to take a leap of faith and move all the way to San Francisco for this surgery. Of course, they ended up going back on their word in spite of all my tests being good and refused to operate on me. Thanks, doctors. Still, I don't actually regret moving out here because it gave me the necessary hope to get off my ass, etc. Although it is too expensive to do long term, so in May, when my lease runs out, I am probably going to move back to Virginia. In November, I started dating someone that I'd liked for a while and went out to Utah to see them for a week. I got home just in time to spend a lovely Thanksgiving eating Mexican food and watching Parks and Recreation by myself. In December, my mom decided to come and visit me out here in San Francisco. We did a bunch of touristy stuff that I filmed, and I will try to edit in a timely fashion. Please don't hold me to that, you know I'm probably lying. I also went to Pennsylvania to see another doctor that might be able to do osseointegration surgery on me. I am pleased to inform you that it went really well, and hopefully I'll be operated on next spring sometime. But honestly, who even knows for sure? Doctors are unreliable as shit. Thanks, doctors. I also visited my family in North Carolina for the holidays and got them to pay for my flights. And now I'm back here in California. What's up? So aside from chasing various doctors around the country, I didn't get a whole lot done this year. I did start a few items on my bucket list, but they're the kinds of things that you never really cross off. One item was to travel the world. As I mentioned, I did go to Ireland in September. That was amazing. That was my first time going to another continent. Another was to learn how to defend myself. And I did take a single self-defense class, which probably won't do me any good if I were actually attacked, but it's a start. As for New Year's resolutions, I consider them to be kind of stupid. Like, if you want a fresh start, just go ahead and start over. Don't wait for a new year to do that. However, now is about the time that I would start reinventing myself anyway, so what the hell, let's do this. In 2018, I need to get my shit together. Get it all together. Put it in the backpack. Stop quoting Rick and Morty, god damn it. Obviously, I want to be able to walk next year, but that's not really something that I have a whole lot of control over. So I'm just going to focus on the stuff that I actually can change. I need to understand myself better and figure out what I want from life and how to get it. Probably the best way to do that is through meditation. So I'm going to try to meditate 20 minutes 4 times a week. I've also started working on an album that I'd like to finish by May, which should be more than enough time, but as we know, I'm a major procrastinator, so who knows what's going to happen with it. I want to eat better and make more quality stuff for YouTube because this past year, my world has basically been turned upside down, and I haven't really been focusing on it as much as I should. I want to go on a date with a new person at least once a month because right now I have one friend and they're in another state, so... Wish me luck. I wish you all luck with your New Year's and any resolutions that you may have. Peace.